What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Gooner Eagle Eye. That's right, you're through to the chopping block. And it's a bit of a different take on the chopping block. So for those people who don't know what the chopping block's about, I have quite a few subscribers since, and I don't really have a flavour of the chopping block. I've got a chopping block playlist. Go and have a look and see what the chopping block's all about. Basically, I talk about all the signings I would get rid of, and explain my reasons why. It's usually a controversial video, and those videos don't normally tend to go over 10 minutes. But do go check it out and let me know what you think. In this particular series, because there's obviously a little bit of a gap between our last Arsenal game and our next one, and obviously it just makes the international break a little bit more interesting, is I want to put some content out there for you guys. So I'm going to do an everyday series where I talk about as many people as I think that the club are going to be looking to get rid of and why. Now, with this particular one, you obviously know by now the title. Some of you will probably be already vexed even before I've said a word. But remember, I'm talking about the reasons why the club are going to choose to get rid of these signings. This is a little bit of a different type of chopping block. Normally, I talk about reasons why I would. And that ain't going to stop. You know, I usually do that in transfer window time. And I will continue doing that this summer. But in this particular instance, I'm going to talk about why I believe the club are going to get rid of this particular player. That's right. This video is about why I believe Arsenal Football Club will sell Mesut Ozil this summer. Now, I think this video is obvious to most people if they're honest. Mesut Ozil is on £350,000 a week. I mean, let's just put it out there. This is a contract that he signed January 2018. To most people's delight, and I think most people were delighted because it came at a time where Alexis Sanchez, it was very clear from the get-go, in my opinion, that Alexis Sanchez, particularly late 2017, was very committed to leaving Arsenal Football Club. We almost sold him that summer in the 2017 transfer window, summer transfer window. And again, in my particular opinion, I believe we should have. Even though we ended up getting Mickey out of it by holding on to him, and arguably maybe Aubameyang would have come that particular summer and we got him in 2018 instead. I think what is being pretty clear is that Alexis going then created an opportunity for Mesut Ozil. And this is going to sound like I'm having a go at him when I say this. I think he played the system beautifully. And don't get it twisted, people. Don't think because I'm in HR I'm frowning on it. Don't get it twisted. I think if you can get the very best pay deal you can for yourself, crack on. I don't hate on Mesut Ozil for doing it. I certainly don't hate on Aaron Ramsey for attempting to do it before the weasel went. So to me, I think Mesut Ozil was lucky where Aaron Ramsey wasn't. Aaron Ramsey was a victim of time, whereas Mesut Ozil, he was just in the right place, the right time with the right strategy. He saw that how Alexis Sanchez was facing a lot of criticism from the fans. Somehow he always avoided it because his PR team was on point. He always looked committed. And because he looked committed and because he didn't put up a fuss, Ivan Gazidis decided to award him a £350,000 a week contract. As it turned out, Ivan Gazidis awarded a lot of contracts that he perhaps shouldn't have. And I think you've had this team in Raul, Solani and his team that aren't going to do that shit no more. They're not going to pay average players ridiculous sums of money. And they're not going to pay people beyond their means. And let's have it right, people. As much of a big club as Arsenal is, we cannot afford the likes of Mesut Ozil on £350,000 a week. I remember being amazed by that sum. Because at the time, a lot of the talk was that, oh, we might offer Alexis Sanchez £400,000 a week. And I thought, no fucking chance. No chance Arsenal are going to give even £300,000 a week to a player. And then maybe Mesut Ozil would put up with £250,000. Seems like Mesut Ozil thought, fuck it, I'll take my money and I'll take his money as well and add that shit together. And fair fucking play to him. I ain't hating him in that. But I think because of that, he's almost become a bit of a victim this season. Because their shields are not there anymore. The previous manager has left. Ivan the Weasel has gone. And that was Mesut Ozil's umbrella, if you like. It was their shield before. And now you have a ruthless team that are trying to find ways to get Mesut Ozil out of the club. And don't get me twisted, people. I think Emre has dropped Mesut Ozil this season because, quite honestly, I think he's been deserved to be dropped. One of the things that annoyed me so much as an Arsenal fan was the fact that the previous manager would be committed to playing players beyond the point that he should have. Whether it was Granit Xhaka, whether it was Mesut Ozil, whether it was Aaron Ramsey, and hell, even I would admit it, whether it was Alex Iwobi. You know, just people that he shouldn't have continuously played beyond their means. And I do believe with Emre this season, he has sought to try and wake Mesut Ozil up, that he has to work hard. And we started to see it pay dividends. Because Mesut Ozil is starting to work hard. He's starting to almost play in a different sort of way. He's tracking back a lot more. He's running about with purpose. People always used to throw stats about his running stats. It's not just about running aimlessly. You don't throw that stat at me. Run with purpose. Run because you're trying to contribute to the team. And we've started to see that in the last few games of Mesut Ozil. Having said all of that, if you're all honest, everybody likes the idea of getting value for money. Everybody. Why should Arsenal Football Club be the same? And at some point in the season, they're going to take stock. Honestly, well, I think whether we make it into the Champions League or not, I think they're going to take stock and think to themselves, all right, realistically, this £350 a week, do we need Mesut Ozil? And that's the way they'll look at it. And I know people will say, oh, well, why does money have to be a factor? Money has to be a factor because it is a factor. We're in the Premier fucking League here. Money runs this fucking club. It runs this league. Arsenal, ironically, will always be associated with money. Normally because we don't have any of it. So because we don't have any of it, we need to apply it into the best possible places. So the real question is, Arsenal will ask themselves, is throwing £350,000 a week at a player that kind of, if he likes, turns up every now and again, maybe a good idea? They're going to wait up and think, nah. Because like I said to you a couple of minutes ago, everybody likes to get value for money. And if you're honest with yourself, over the last 5 years, 4 of those years where he was being paid £140,000 a week. Most recently, the last year where he's been paid, 6 years. Sorry, apologies, 6 years, almost 6 years, where he's been paid for the last year he's been paid £350,000 a week. Ask yourself one thing. Look back at that, dude. Has it been worth it? Because if we can't afford to play a top-class defender because we're playing Mesut Ozil £450,000 a week, I don't know about you, I'm going to be pretty pissed. Because these are players that we actually need. And I'm not saying that we don't need Mesut Ozil. I would prefer to have a top-class Mesut Ozil as much as possible. We don't see that often enough, though, and that's the problem. So to me, is Mesut playing for his future? To me, I think his future's already been decided. I can only see the club getting rid of him. I can only see the club trying to flock him abroad. I mean, unless PSG are feeling charitable, I can only see him going to somewhere like China. But I think Raul's going to actively find a move for him. And let's see if it works. Let's see. But to me, it's not even about what I want. It's about what I believe the club will do. I know a lot of people are throwing theories out there that they believe that Emre is working on behalf of the club and is trying to drive Mesut Ozil out. Oh, come on. We're not talking about Thierry Henry here, people. Mesut Ozil doesn't always justify a starting spot. Doesn't always justify a place in the team. He has to take responsibility as well. As I've always said, my biggest issue with Mesut Ozil, make yourself undeniable. Not through name, not through reputation, not through Gunners, Make yourself undeniable. And I give him credit. The last 3 games, I thought he's performed well. I want to see that for the rest of the season. Make yourself undeniable to the manager, to the fans, and most importantly for him, to the hierarchy that will see it and think, okay, maybe he is worth it. Maybe we can cut some losses elsewhere. I don't see it happening. I think it's a lot easier ultimately to get rid of one guy on £350,000 a week. In theory, people. I know practicality it might be a bit different, but in theory, it's easier to get rid of one person than it is to find 3 people to cut ties with and get rid of. Yes, I understand that a number of people are coming towards the end of their contracts and people getting older. We may be looking at younger options. But to me, I think you start at the meat and the potatoes of the issue. And the meat and potatoes is we're playing a player who kind of sort of, if he likes, turns up and is easily on the biggest wages in the team. And does he deserve those wages? That's the real question that I believe the hierarchy will pose. Does he deserve those? In my view, no. Anyway, guys, this is just my little 2 cents on it all and what I believe that the Gunners hierarchy will be thinking. You guys let me know. Leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, crush, destroy, drop kick the shit out of that like button. I appreciate it when you guys do that. I know some of you like the music. Some of you hate the music. If you're wondering why the music, because, motherfucker, because. I'll tell you in my description below. So, so check that out. And also in my description below is my Patreon. If you want to support the show, please contribute $5. Always put it to good use for the show if you do that. And also follow me on Twitter at Colossal Chig. That's CHIG. Follow me on Instagram, Gooner_Eagle_I1. That's pretty much it. I'll be back tomorrow for my second entry as to who I believe the Arsenal hierarchy will sell. Alright, people, I'm out of here. Take care. Deuces.